By the end of this video, you're going to understand UFC bantamweights Marlon Vera and David Martinez's skill sets using the fighter index to see where they're dangerous, where they're vulnerable, determine their paths of victory, and give them an overall fighter index score. Marlon Vera fights with patience and damage. He reads opponents early, then builds momentum as rounds unfold. His striking is creative and punishing, and his durability allows him to stay composed in gritty exchanges. Vera doesn't need to rush. The longer the fight goes, the more his pressure and timing start to wear opponents down. Marlon Vera's biggest vulnerability is how slowly he starts fights. He often spends the first round reading opponents, which can put him behind on the scorecards before he builds momentum. His striking defense can also be porous, as he's willing to absorb shots while looking for counters. Against disciplined, high-volume fighters or strong wrestlers who prioritize control, that patient approach can become a liability if he doesn't create damage early enough to shift the narrative. David Martinez brings sharp, technical striking to the bantamweight division. He fights with clean timing, balanced footwork, and the kind of composure that keeps exchanges controlled rather than chaotic. His boxing is crisp, his shot selection is disciplined, and when he finds rhythm, he can dictate tempo from range. Martinez doesn't waste movement or overextend. He builds rounds methodically. When the fight stays on the feet, his precision and structure make him a difficult puzzle to solve. David Martinez's limitations show when the fight leaves his preferred striking range. While he's sharp on the feet, he hasn't consistently demonstrated the ability to impose grappling or control positions if opponents close distance. Under sustained pressure, his offense can slow, and without a dominant secondary phase, rounds can slip away. If he's forced into clinch-heavy exchanges or extended grappling sequences, his overall impact tends to diminish. Marlon Vera brings deep experience with 23 wins, 11 losses, and 1 draw, including 15-9-1 inside the UFC, while David Martinez enters at 13-1 with a UFC record of 2-0. Physically, it's 5'8" versus 5'5", with a 70.5-inch reach compared to 67.5 inches, giving Vera the length advantage. Vera switches stances, adding versatility to his attacks, while Martinez fights orthodox, keeping his approach more traditional. The momentum couldn't look more different. Marlon Vera enters on a 3-fight skid, while David Martinez rides a 9-fight win streak. In finishing stats, Vera has 8 knockouts and 8 submissions, showing balanced danger, while Martinez has 10 knockouts and no submissions, leaning heavily on striking. Vera holds 7 first-round finishes to Martinez's 6, and both have proven they can go long, with 7 decision wins for Vera and 3 for Martinez. Now it's time to break these fighters down using the fighter index scale. We break down each phase of the fight and score each attribute to better understand the strengths and weaknesses of a fighter's game. All fighter index scores are based on a scale of 1 to 10. Scores are subjective and can change as a fighter evolves from fight to fight. In Pillar 1, Fight IQ and Athletic Tools, it starts even. Both Marlon Vera and David Martinez score a 6 in Fight IQ, showing functional decision-making without a clear tactical edge. In athleticism, Martinez pulls slightly ahead with a 7, compared to Vera's 6, reflecting sharper explosiveness and physical quickness. But when the fight stretches, the tide shifts. Vera carries an 8 in stamina to Martinez's 7, backed by proven 5-round durability. The biggest separation comes in resolve. Chito scores a 9, while Martinez sits at 6, highlighting Vera's composure and ability to thrive through adversity. With superior endurance and mental toughness, this pillar favors Marlon Vera. In Pillar 2, striking and stand-up defense, it begins even. Both Marlon Vera and David Martinez score an 8 in striking, showing real power and finishing capability on the feet. In the clinch, Vera edges ahead with a 7 to Martinez's 6, reflecting slightly stronger damage and control in tight quarters. Defensively, Martinez holds a small advantage with a 6 in striking defense compared to Vera's 5, suggesting cleaner avoidance in open exchanges. But durability creates the biggest gap. Vera carries a 9 in chin, while Martinez sits at 6, giving Vera a major edge in absorbing damage. With superior durability and clinch effectiveness, this pillar favors Marlon Vera. In Pillar 3, grappling and control, the numbers are tighter, but still lean one way. In wrestling, both Marlon Vera and David Martinez score a 5, showing functional ability without dominant initiation. The same holds in takedown offense, where both sit at a 4, meaning neither consistently uses wrestling as a primary path to control. The separation starts in top control. Vera holds a 5 to Martinez's 4, giving him slightly better positional stability once grounded. The clearest edge comes in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where Vera scores a 7 compared to Martinez's 5, reflecting deeper submission awareness and finishing threat, with stronger positional control and submission layering. This pillar favors Marlon Vera. In Pillar 4, defense, scrambles, and ground survival, it starts even. Both Marlon Vera and David Martinez score a 6 in takedown defense, meaning neither is easy to ground cleanly. The separation begins in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu defense, where Vera holds an 8 to Martinez's 6, showing stronger composure and safety in dangerous positions. Off the back, the gap widens significantly. Vera scores an 8, while Martinez sits at 4, giving Vera a real offensive threat from guard. In scrambles, Vera again edges at 7 to 6, reflecting slightly sharper transitional awareness. With deeper defensive layering and more danger from bottom position, this pillar clearly favors Marlon Vera. Now we look at each fighter's path to victory based on what we learned from the 4 pillars. Marlon Vera's path to victory centers on durability, pressure, and layered threats. He can afford to absorb early exchanges because his 9 in chin gives him margin that Martinez doesn't have. As the fight builds, Vera's 8 in stamina and 9 in resolve become factors, allowing him to push pace without fading. If exchanges hit the clinch or the mat, Vera's edge in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and off-the-back danger creates additional risks for David Martinez. For Vera, it's about surviving the early speed advantage, extending the fight, and letting durability and submission depth create separation. David Martinez's path to victory is built on speed, efficiency, and discipline. He needs to capitalize on his athletic edge and slightly cleaner striking defense, winning exchanges early before Vera's pressure builds. Fast starts matter here. Vera tends to give up early minutes, and Martinez must bank those rounds with clean combinations and sharp exits. The key is avoiding extended clinch or grappling sequences, where Vera's submission threat becomes live. For Martinez, this fight is about controlling tempo, limiting scrambles, and staying ahead on the scorecards before durability becomes a factor. When all 16 attributes are averaged, Marlon Vera comes in at a 6.8 fighter index score, while David Martinez lands at 5.8. That 1-point gap reflects stronger durability, deeper submission ability, and proven composure in longer fights for Vera. Martinez brings speed and momentum, but across more phases and under sustained pressure, the numbers lean toward the more layered skill set. On paper, the overall edge goes to Marlon Chito Vera. If you have a different score for a fighter, put it in the comments and defend your position. Thanks for watching. You can learn more about your favorite fighters or check out other fight breakdowns by clicking on either of these links.